I think that's why I like this one, because it is easier to hold.
Yeah, really nice gun.
Kobe here. I just want to say a couple quick things before we dive into our video. Due to current or recent policy changes in YouTube, I just want to clarify that I'm not selling guns and I am not sponsored. Having that said, I hope you enjoy the video. Kobe here with Rugged Tactical, where every trigger pull tells a story and responsible gun ownership is a way of life. We're here at the Mountain America Expo Center at the Rocky Mountain Gun Show. We're gonna meet some people, some vendors, and hopefully see some pretty cool guns. And we'll also talk to some of the participants just to see what makes them tick, why they're here, and what they're all about. Get to know a little bit about the culture that surrounds gun ownership. This is Jared, and Jared is a co-owner here. Jared, how long have you guys been doing this?
About 14, 15 years now. It's a family-run business. It's gonna be me, my brother, my pops, my mom. We've all been putting this together for a little over a decade now. So yeah, quite a while.
What's the most favorite thing that you've done here at the gun show?
Probably just talking to people. You get to meet a lot of unique guys, a lot of veterans, a lot of people that have just seen a lot of life. Me being a young gun myself, I don't got much experience, so it's nice to talk to a lot of these guys. They got a lot of good experience and a lot of good stories to share.
So what's your favorite gun?
I'm really like the gallery guns. So the old 22 long rifles. I grew up with my grandpa. We'd go out in his backyard and shoot those. So those old 62 gallery guns, I think that was his year that he had. I love those things. They're pretty fun.
Nice. So is the 22 then your favorite caliber as well? Or what's your favorite caliber?
I would say my favorite caliber is probably going to be 45. I'm a big
45,
1911 fan as well, so you gotta have some fun with those.
So somebody that hasn't been to a gun show and that might be a little bit hesitant when it comes to guns, what are your recommendations for those people?
Well, I would always suggest finding somebody that's interested in firearms and maybe just going out to the range before going to a gun show and just go and see what it's like to do some target shooting and just have some fun. And for me, I think getting experience around firearms can make people a little bit more comfortable with them. Knowledge is an important thing, and I think that kind of helps with becoming comfortable with firearms.
Great advice. Basically, find somebody that's comfortable, somebody that's been out shooting, somebody that's been through the process, knows proper handling, that can kind of take some of the unknowns, the scariness of guns, and then take you out and truly help to get you to know it, right?
Exactly.
And then get out to the range and shoot.
Yep.
So you like the 22s. What did you call it again?
It's a gallery gun.
The gallery, 22 gallery guns.
Yeah.
So those pistols or those rifles?
So it's rifles. They were used a lot in the 50s and 60s at carnivals. So they were actually some of the carny guns that you would go and shoot down plates or whatnot.
Yeah.
So I don't know how exactly my grandpa got a hold of a bunch of them, but he had a bunch of those old carnival guns. And I really like those. They're enjoyable. They're a pump action rifle.
Common in the 50s and 60s?
Yeah, so from my knowledge, they were just really apparent throughout, different festivals and carnivals.
Yeah.
Like for being a Utah guy, Lagoon used to have them in their carnivals.
Gotcha.
To where you would just, set up and win a stuffed prize by shooting a gun at a target and seeing how good you were.
Very good. Perfect. Okay, well, I learned something new today. Very simple thing is the gallery guns.
Yes, sir.
So here at the expo, do you know of any vendors or people that have on display the gallery guns that I can go out and check them?
There's actually a few gentlemen that do sell them. They're a little bit rare these days. And for a 22 long rifle that age, they're kind of expensive. So you'd have to go and kind of search and find it. They're a collector's edition item. You could have a really good chance of finding them. We've got some good collectors out here.
I want to thank you, Jared, for putting on events like this that enthusiasts and hobbyists can come get together. There's a great variety when it comes to guns.
Yeah, whether you're a hunter, a target shooter, or you're just looking for something for self-defense, there's plenty of things. It covers every angle, yep.
That's perfect. In my mind, part of the American heritage, right? Especially where we live out here in the West. That's just part of life here in the West, I think.
I would argue that it's a big part of Utah culture. It's part of our culture. I mean, my grandpa grew up going to gun shows. My dad, now I've been doing it. So it's part of our culture, I would say, yeah.
Thank you very much, Jared, for your time and for the opportunity to be able to get to know you.
Of course.
So you've been here for the past 14 years,
yes,
is that
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Well, congratulations on putting together an event like this. It is greatly appreciated, and I'm sure the community thanks you as well.
Of course, and enjoy the show, and hopefully you can find a gun to come home with, huh?
That's right.
All right.
Thank you very much. Okay, so here we are at the Rocky Mountain Gun Show. This is Jeremy, and this is Michelle. Good to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Colby. First and foremost, what brings you out to the gun show?
We basically wanted to pick up another gun for ourselves. Basically, we want to find something for Michelle, my wife, something that was easy for her to handle, lightweight, something for her to shoot. We found something. She loves it.
Perfect. So you already actually picked up the gun then? Is that what we've got here?
Yeah, we picked up a 9mm AR.
Nice.
AR 9.
Very good. Perfect. 9mm AR. So what kind of drew you to this gun?
Just the style of it. She's a big into AR-15s, but a lot of the AR-15s she's handled have been a little heavy for her. So we wanted to find something smaller and lighter that she could handle, and feel good about.
Very good. So I might be putting you on the spot here a little bit. Have you shot a 9mm AR before? Are you familiar with the gun, or is it going to be kind of a new experience for you?
I mean, I've shot a Glock, so this is just bigger, I would think.
Gotcha.
I have shot an AR-15, which I really liked.
It was a 22.
Yeah. Well, 22, okay. I really liked that one. So we thought we would go with this and try it out. I haven't shot it yet, but I'm excited.
She'll like it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And so we recently done a video, actually filmed my brother, where we went out and shot his AR as well. The AR platform is very highly customizable and stuff, and really the way it's designed, it helps reduce the recoil and stuff. I'm not very familiar with the 9mm AR, but I would assume that a lot of that is very similar, right?
Exactly.
Because of the design, it kind of reduces the recoil and stuff like that.
Yep.
So it makes sense. And where you've shot a 9mm, you're kind of familiar with the caliber.
Yes.
It sounds like it's something that you could very easily ease into.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Do you have a favorite gun or a caliber?
I don't really have a favorite gun. I like all guns. If they shoot,
This is my kind of man right there.
I like
He
any
likes
kind
all
of
guys.
gun. Yep. But our typical, we normally deal with 9mm.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get the bigger AR-15 with the bigger ammo bullets, but in time we'll be back, pick up one of those.
In our video as well, you can get like the 223, the 556 ARs that have like a conversion kit, and you can actually shoot 22 shells out of them.
Exactly. Yep.
And so something like that
those.
it makes it so you don't feel like you're breaking the bank when you go out and shoot ammo and stuff like that.
Yep.
And so those are a lot of fun. And what about you? Do you have any specific caliber or gun that you like?
I think I feel comfortable with the 9mm.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't have a lot of kickback that I can hold on to. That's not going to just, fly out of my hands. But yeah. So I'd probably stick around here. Getting into the 38s and the 45s is probably a little bit too much for me. But I think that's why I like this one, because it is easier to hold.
Yeah, really nice gun.
For viewers out there who are not familiar with guns, might have a little bit of hesitancy and stuff like that, do you have any recommendations for them?
Take classes.
Okay.
Yeah, gun safety classes first. Figure out the laws of what you're doing, the responsibility of what's in your hand, and go from there. And once safety is addressed, then you can go out and start shooting and having a good time, man.
That's right.
Shooting it too. Going to a gun range and actually
becoming
shooting
familiar.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Get some practice under your belt.
So you're not so afraid of it. Right.
Very good. Responsible gun ownership. In my mind, like when I get on YouTube, I see just a bunch of explosions, and I see a lot of times kids just doing reckless, kind of crazy things. For me, sure, I mean, people can have fun, right? But for me, a lot of responsible gun ownership is not that.
Exactly.
Right? It's doing exactly like what we're experiencing here.
Yep.
Getting out to the gun show, meeting people, seeing what's out there.
Yeah.
And then being able to hit the range and truly just having fun.
Right.
Exactly.
Becoming more familiar with it and stuff like that.
That's what it is. It's fun.
It is.
It's fun to shoot.
You would think like shooting, how can that be fun? But it is a good time of. Good way to spend your time every now and then.
It is, and every once in a while, I do like a little element of competition.
Yes.
We used to go to muzzleloader shoots and stuff, and even simple thing of like if I were to take a rubber band, wrap it around my finger, and we had a little shooting contest, even something so simple as that It's just fun.
Exactly. Yep.
It is fun.
The competition. Yep. Competition's always fun.
I'm better than her. We'll just say that.
She is a good shot.
See, there we
She
go.
is a good shot.
You know, you got to watch out for the women. They know how to squeeze the trigger,
Right?
and they stay on
And
target.
they don't miss.
And they don't miss.
And
That's
this
true.
one's got the laser.
Yep. And this
Nice.
one's got the nice scope on me.
Yeah.
Very good. Perfect. Well, thank you very much for taking some time out of your day to be able to chat with us, and appreciate it a lot. Have an enjoyable time here at the Gun
Thank
Show.
you.
Definitely
Thank
will.
you very much.
Thanks,
you.
Kobe.
Okay, so here we are with Lakes Inc. Guns and Gunsmithing, and we've got Nate here. First of all, thank you, Nate, for letting me chat with you for a little bit.
Sure.
And who else do we got here behind us?
This is Katra. She's my German Shepherd.
Katra. Katra's a very good-looking dog. Well, hello there, Katra. Nate, what brings you out to the gun show?
So, I've worked with Brent Lake for almost 6 years, and we really enjoy the hobby. We really enjoy, honestly, it's just fun. It's fun. Guns are fun when used responsibly, all that good stuff. But
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things. You wake up, you go downstairs Christmas morning, and you see the presents, you get the excitement. And every time I hand it somebody a rifle and they get that look, I'm like, that's what it's about.
There's a little twinkle in the eye, and
Yeah.
I would dare say most of all gun owners at one point in time have that little twinkle in the eye.
More often than not.
More often than not. That's
Especially
right.
when someone's like grandpa buying it for the grandkid or something. You
Yeah.
know, we sell a lot of 22s for grandpa or for dad to give to their kids, and that's really fun.
Here at Lakes Inc. Guns and Gunsmithing. So what do you guys do?
So first and foremost, we're gunsmiths. So
Okay.
we do a lot of repairs, we do a lot of upgrades, a lot of restorations, old guns. We do a lot of cowboy guns. There's 3 of us in the shop at mostly any given time, and we all kind of cover different sections of the gun world. So Brent, the old man, he's like the Yoda of gunsmithing. He knows everything there is to know. So he does a lot of the machining. He does a lot of the older guns, and then Alex, the shorter guy, he's been with us just over a year, but he has a lot of experience with wood and woodworking, so he does a lot of restorations on stocks. He's really good with cowboy action, bolt actions, lever actions especially. And then I cover, because of my military background, I do a lot of the black guns, a lot of the AR-15s, AR-10s, AR-9s, the HKs, AKs, Galils, whatever. A lot of the more military stuff comes my way. And so it's nice that we all have our own little strengths. We can cover a very, very broad spectrum on the board.
Sounds like a lot of experience here with you guys.
Yeah, I think overall with all of us together, there's almost 40 years of experience, and it's great. We're gunsmiths first and foremost,
Yeah.
and then we're also FFLs, so we can do buy, sell, trade, and all that good stuff.
Okay.
A lot of people like going through us because we're local. We're small fish in a big pond, and it is
Yeah.
a very big pond.
When you say local, are you talking about here in Salt Lake or in Sandy? Or?
Yeah, so we're here in Sandy. We're just
Okay.
about a mile away from the Sandy Expo Center, which is really
Okay.
convenient. Come in here, and then we can work with people.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of FFL transfers, purchases, and then I do a lot of custom AR-15 builds or AR builds or just builds in general.
Yeah.
And then I'm also a firearms instructor, and so when I'm not gunsmithing or gun showing, I'm teaching people how to shoot, and it just really worked out for us well. And we got, as far as I understand, this might be self-serving. I think we have the best reviews out of anybody on Google, and we get people coming from. We've had people from Idaho. We've had one guy from Missouri send us guns just because word of mouth. We do no advertising. Everything is word of mouth and business cards.
Oh, yeah, nice. And so, if a person isn't local, are they still able to send the guns in?
Yes.
Is there a little bit of legalities behind that?
Yes. So don't just go to your mailbox and throw your AR-15 in there. I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah.
You need to go to a local FFL, Federal Firearms License, or most gun shops, most pawn shops will have them too. However, not every FFL is willing to ship. So you need to go and talk to them. Don't just bring your gun there. Go and talk to them or give them a call and say, hey, I have this firearm I want shipped to this place. You don't need to tell them why. And they'll say, yeah, okay. And then either you yourself or the company that you're getting it transferred with will contact us, request our FFL. We will return in kind.
So your local FFL
gets
in contact with you guys?
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
And then they will send us the contact. We'll kind of communicate between businesses. They'll take your gun, they'll ship it out to us, we'll work on it, do what you want to do, send it back, and you go and pick it up. And
Okay.
that's pretty easy.
So it's pretty straightforward, but there are, when it comes to gun, there's legislation, there's laws, there's procedures, there's things that you
And it's also
kind of have to
state
be
by
aware
state,
of,
yeah.
and it varies from state by state, right? So
Sometimes county by county, depending on
Okay.
the state. To my knowledge, I'm not a lawyer or anything.
and if you ever have any questions, I'm pretty sure that people can just ask you, right?
Yeah,
Like,
so-
ask your gunsmiths, your local FFL dealers
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, most FFLs are very, very friendly and very open to whatever questions you may have.
Do you have a favorite firearm? I'm guessing you're probably more leaning towards the ARs, the AKs.
Get out of here. I am not a terribly big fan of the AK. I know it's a big gun and that a lot of people like, and I might catch a lot of heat for it. Not a big fan. I respect them for what they are,
Yeah.
but not a big fan. And they can be really difficult to work on. It really depends on the application, but I'm a big
Okay.
fan of HKs, Heckler and Koch. I love their pistols. I love their rifles. I just recently bought a Benelli Super 90, the HK endorsed one, which I was really excited about. Actually got it here at the last gun show.
Oh yeah.
So it really depends, but at the end of the day, I'd prefer to have an HK, regardless of purpose. Just HK will do it.
Very good. And that's coming from a gunsmith, right?
Yeah. No, so out of every gun out there, and I have a lot of respect for Glocks. I have a lot of respect for SIGs. They're 1911s. There's a lot of guns out there I really, really like. I've just yet to find one to the quality and durability of an HK.
What's your most favorite thing coming to gun shows and or working where you do?
Well, they say if you end up working a job that you love, you never work a day in your life. That being said, there are definitely days where where I love it, other days it's frustrating, but
Yeah.
I think that's just with most jobs. But it's nice because I get to do what I love. I get to work with my hands. I get to create. I get to repair. There's visual accomplishments that I get, which I think most men crave. And so
Absolutely. To be able to have in a way, if you're working on a gun or whatever, to have a final product, right? Meaning
exactly,
if it's a repair
visual
or
end
whatever,
result.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's definitely very rewarding.
Yes, very much
sure.
so. I mean, picking up something, same thing like fixing a car.
Yeah.
Grabbing something that doesn't work, making it work, and you're like, yeah, I did that. And it's just that real good feeling of accomplishment. It's also really nice to deal with the public because we're all here and we share a common interest.
Yeah.
And so it's just fun.
Well, and that's a huge part of the channel, right? Is a lot of times people fear what they don't know. There's that
Yes.
saying. And so to be able to be here at a gun show where we've got sellers, vendors, participants, we got gunsmiths. There's a huge community where you have something in common, and that's a real hobby
Right.
and a real passion for something. And so somebody that's out there that has a hesitancy towards guns, gun ownerships and stuff, do you have any recommendations for them?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'd say there's no such thing as a bad gun, just a bad owner. Same thing with dogs or
Yeah.
vehicles. I think it's unfortunate when good things are used for bad reasons.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it'd be no different if it was a hammer or a fork. It's
That's
just
true.
If,
That's
if
true.
people are going to find a way to hurt each other, they're going to find a way to hurt each other. I think as long as guns are used responsibly and safely, they can be a lot of fun. And so for those first timers out there, find someone that has a gun, find a friend, find a brother or whatever, estranged uncle, that has guns. I guarantee if you just
somebody
say,
that you can trust,
exactly,
right?
yeah. I guarantee if you say, hey, I want to go shooting, they're going to be over the moon, and they'll take you, and hopefully you have a good time.
Very good, perfect. Well said, Nate. I appreciate it. Thank
Sure.
you for letting me take some time out of your time here.
Sure.
And just to recap, if we want to find you guys, where can we find you?
So you can find us at Lake, like you swim in the lake, lakesguns.com, or you can email us at lakesguns@gmail.com.
Okay, perfect. There we go. There you have it. Thanks again, Nate. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good to meet you.
Likewise.
I'd like to take a moment to inform you of my Patreon page. If you would like to get on our mailing list, head over to patreon.com/ruggedtactical. You can click on the free membership icon and add your email information there. If you enjoy the content that I'm creating and want to help support the channel, consider joining one of my Patreon paid membership tiers. We have the recruit, the sharpshooter, and the tactical master tiers. Thanks for joining me today. Let's head back over to the gun show. Okay, so here we are with our veterans. We've got Glenn and Kenny, Nick, and JT here at the gun show. So what brings you guys out to the gun show today?
We come out to the gun show to recruit for any veteran that's been in combat. We're the veterans of foreign wars. What we do is we have a paid lobbyist in Washington, D.C. that fights for all the veterans to get their benefits, like the Blue Water one that we get passed, you got the Vietnam one, you got your PACT Act, and right now we're working on trying to get passed for the veterans that have completed so that they retire. So right now what happens is if you retire from the military and you're also got a VA disability, they take whichever one is the highest and pay you that. They don't pay you the other one, and which is not fair because you have, like myself, I didn't retire from the military. I got out, I got my retirement from law enforcement from two times, and mine does not count towards my VA. So I get my retirements and I get my VA. So that's not fair to the guys that retire. I know. Because it's exactly the same thing. They worked at it for the length of time they were required, and then they wound up getting told by the government, well, I'm sorry, but we'll do this, but we won't give you all of the money that you should be having. So, that's one of the big things.
Yeah, so you guys are out here supporting the veterans and trying to push for legislation and laws that will benefit the veterans, right? Are all of you veterans?
Yes.
First and foremost, thank you for all of your service. I appreciate it. It's greatly appreciated. On the channel, we've had multiple veterans. Definitely have a place in my heart for all our veterans. So I was given this little poppy here.
Yeah.
So what is the poppy for?
The World War I, there's a burial sites for different ones now. Well, where they buried them, when the spring came around, these poppies started growing all around.
Oh, yeah.
So that is honoring
for the blood that we shed.
Yeah.
Okay, so the poppy stands for the blood that we've shed.
Right, for the blood, and it also says for all the veterans who have been in combat and have passed away for whatever reason.
One thing we want to get out is that there's misunderstanding the difference between the regular veteran and a veteran of foreign war. To be part of our organization, and that's what we want to get those veterans of the foreign war. It has to be somebody who has been deployed, went into a combat area. Like all of us have been deployed. I went to Vietnam, he went to Vietnam.
Yeah.
He went to Vietnam,
Afghanistan, yeah.
So it's an elite group.
Yes, absolutely. So veterans of foreign war,
Right.
the VFW. In my mind, I'm appreciative of all service members, but there's definitely people that have been deployed have gone through quite a bit, right? I mean, it's definitely scary to be deployed outside of the United States.
Yeah, well, I mean, combat zones, you put your life on the line. But you also got to realize all vets, when they sign that paper, they're saying, I'll go wherever you send me, and if I go to a war, I go to the war. There's not difference that way. The only difference is that we actually have been in combat so that we know what it was.
Yeah.
We did something.
Yeah.
We carried arms,
Well, and I think that it sounds like it's a good thing that you guys are doing, pushing for the vets, so that they can receive the compensation and receive the additional assistance that they need, right?
Yeah,
and numbers are a big thing, because the more people we get to join, the louder our voices on Capitol Hill. We're able to get our voice heard and get the legislation that we want.
And the
Perfect.
thing about it, it doesn't matter. They don't have to be a member of our organization. They can be with the DAV. They could be with the Marine Corps League. They could be with the American Legions. All of those count as veterans that go in front of the Congress, and we say, These are how many veterans we have. And if you don't consider all of us, here's what's going to, all these ones, why would we vote for you?
Yeah, very good. So a real quick question for you then. So it's the most cliche question I think that we can use here at a gun show. What's your favorite caliber? Or do you have one?
Yes, I do. The old school, the M79 grenade launcher was like a shotgun, and I loved it over in Vietnam. You had a bandolier and all your rounds in it, and it was like
M79 grenade launcher.
Yeah, now they switched, they put it on a weapon, but it used to be a
now. Mark 19.
Mark 19. Okay, very good. What about you?
44 mag.
44 mag. Okay, perfect.
And mine is an M14.
M14. Okay.
Yep.
I have
How about you,
two.
JT?
I have two. I have the 50 cal.
Okay.
I used a machine gun when I was at
I've heard that 50 cal is a lot of fun to
Oh,
shoot.
it's so much fun. And then I carry a 40 personally, and I've carried a couple different firearms. 40s are my favorite.
Very good. Perfect.
I feel like being 14 myself.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much again for your service, and thank you for taking a time out of today to be able to share with us a little bit about what you guys are about and what you're doing. I think it's a great thing, and definitely having a lot of fun here. Thank you.
Yep.
it's a great thing nowadays. People come up and thank us for our service.
Yeah.
Where everyone's aware that we put our life in jeopardy.
Yeah. Because of the sacrifices of many, I can be out here and doing things like this, right?
That's right.
And it's something that I don't ever want to take for granted, right?
We also have the VFW riders.
Okay.
We're the motorcycle enthusiasts
nice.
of the VFW. There's two of us right here that ride.
Nice, perfect. So
we always have a
my
motorcycle side too.
We don't-
So
we
my
went
daughter
to-
would like to
we
ride
don't
bikes.
leave anybody behind either.
my daughter, she wants to ride. She doesn't have a bike yet or anything. Any recommendations for her that is looking at getting into riding on the roads? I know the roads can be kind of
Start with a low-end
hazardous.
bike. A low-end bike like a Cruiser, 650, 750. They're not heavy. They're easy to maneuver around, and they have decent speed to them.
Very good. Perfect.
Doesn't matter which version, whether you go Honda, Harley. It doesn't matter on the brand, but just choose one of those.
Perfect. Sounds good. Okay, well, thank you guys again. I appreciate it. And thanks for the poppy. I appreciate it. Okay, so here we are with Kevin.
Kevin.
Good to meet you, Kevin, and thank you for letting me sit down and get to know you a little bit. So, for our viewers out here, what brings you to the gun show?
Well, I'm the inventor for a new product that's firearm related called Perfect Pull.
Perfect Pull. Perfect.
Pull.
Yeah, and then, so we can see here, right here, Perfect Pull USA, right? And so this is your product, and so that's what brings you out to the gun show.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about Perfect Pull?
Perfect Pull is a silicone ring that you wear between knuckle 1 and 2.
Kind of like my ring right here.
Yeah. And they look like this, and there's different sizes depending on the size, different color matching the size. And you can see there's lobes on it. The lobe then can be adjusted, rotated on the finger to fit the gun. But what you're trying to accomplish is getting the tip of the finger, the ideal place, right on the trigger finger, right on the trigger.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you use that to accomplish that. Now what happens is it isolates from knuckle 2 to tip, so you're pulling basically just straight back. Yeah. And it makes for better aim and better grip.
Yeah.
Because now the trigger finger, instead of just floating there, becomes a point of contact on the gun frame. You can see my thumb was a gun frame.
Yeah.
And just pulls straight back. So
yeah. My tagline is where every trigger pull tells a story and responsible gun ownership is a way of life. One of the comments was that, oh, you shouldn't pull the trigger, you should squeeze the trigger.
Well.
But with the perfect pull, okay, it allows, basically what you're saying is it puts your finger in a position to where it allows for you to be able to squeeze the trigger.
Right.
In a proper way.
And go straight back.
Yeah.
So now the front side, if you don't have one on and you watch the front side as you pull the trigger, you'll see possibly left, low left for a right-hander, or just movement all around.
Yeah.
The stability of the barrel or where you're aiming is incredible. I've watched guys who could barely hit the target at 7 yards.
Yeah.
You know, and low left. Their rounds move right up into the center of the target.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, that straight back. So you don't get that tendency to pull left.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a left-hander, it'd be the opposite. But it's amazing how when you mention that first feature or advantage, how people, they start going, yeah, I pull left.
Yeah.
And I did too, and that's where the product came from. Me trying to solve that problem.
Yeah.
Because I was just consistently low left.
So is this applicable to rifles? Is it
Any
applicable to pistols, like handguns?
Any pistol grip.
Any pistol grip.
Any pistol grip, yeah. And even shotguns and so forth.
Okay.
It doesn't fit as same, but it still works.
Yeah.
It's isolating that trigger finger.
So if you're keeping the mechanics in mind, if you take your handgun out, you use your perfect pull, and you're squeezing the trigger, and you get the feel for where your trigger finger is and how it's coming straight back, then if you go to a rifle perhaps, or some other gun that you're not going to use the perfect pull, then that is, in your mind, is helping you to be conscientious about squeezing the trigger, and so that you're not pulling it to the left or
very well said. Because basically what you're doing as you live fire and dry fire, you're training those muscles. You got muscle memory.
Yeah.
Just to pull straight back.
Very good. Yeah. I think that's a very unique invention. It's quite fun. I don't think I've ever seen it before.
No.
And
it's brand new.
Brand new. And so if you have an interest in checking out this type of product or whatever, where can we find you?
Perfect Pull USA is the website.
So is that perfectpullusa.com,
yes.
.org?
Oh yes, .com, okay. Yeah. And shoot me an email. There's an e-commerce function. It's, speaking of today's date, it's not quite finished.
Okay.
Everything's so new.
Brand new. There's potential that the e-commerce will be functioning to where you can go in, have a cart, check out. But in the meantime, if not, then they can shoot you an email.
Shoot me an email, yeah. It's $17.95 is the retail price. At the shows, we go $15 one, $25 for two, and $30 for three.
Very good.
Kind of give away that last one.
Outside of the scope of our current conversation, what's your favorite gun and or caliber?
Well, I shoot mostly pistols.
Okay.
I've got 3 Canics. I like Canics very much. Great triggers.
Yeah.
But I've got a Glock and a SIG, highly modified SIG, customized.
Yeah. And are you shooting like a 40 caliber, 9 millimeter?
9 millimeter.
9 millimeter. Okay.
Yeah. I'd gone to a training course down in Nevada.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people have heard of Front Sight. And I came back and got a gun and started shooting at the range and just was consistently low left. Now the first shot or two, you're on target. But as you work your way down through the magazine and you get excited and the rounds are going off.
Then you start.
That's where
I've seen that so many times, where your shots they're pretty in, and then all of a sudden they start drifting, don't they?
Exactly, yeah, because you get excited and it is, and it's fun. Perfect Pull in independent testing at a local gun range, where the guys they were really trying to prove me wrong. So we fitted all of them, and they said, okay, don't leave, don't call us in a couple of days, we'll call you. So I started getting these text messages with images and targets with a measuring tape on them. And what they showed was, and we proved this out in other testing, that the grouping will shrink between 40 to 50%, get tighter.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because
that's really
it's just
cool.
Very cool. And it's just more consistent.
I like the concept. I think it's great.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you very much, Kevin,
You're very welcome.
for letting me come out and do a little quick video with you, get to know you a little bit better. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our viewers?
I was a painting contractor in California for years.
Yeah.
And this sort of happened accidentally. Never did I believe a man of my age would start in and do this. So, but it's pretty exciting. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun. Yeah.
Well, that's what I keep telling people. One of these days I'll figure out what I want to be when I grow up. And now I get to sit here and do interviews with people, and I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah. And it sounds like you're doing the same thing. Essentially, living the dream. I've always heard that phrase, "live the dream."
Yeah.
And then until you actually start and go out and do, then you get to experience that a little
Yeah,
bit.
very
So
much, yeah.
I'm excited for you, and I wish you all the best of luck. Hopefully I get to see you in many more
gun shows,
many more future gun shows to
Absolutely.
come. For sure. Thanks again, Kevin.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So here we got Jeff and Robin. Welcome to the gun show, and thank you for being able to chat with me a little bit. Question for you: what brings you guys out to the gun show?
Just browsing around, seeing if we can find anything worth buying.
Perfect. Sounds good. So you guys are just leisurely browsing, checking out the
Yeah.
guns.
Yeah.
So when you browse, is there anything that usually catches your eye? Or do you lean towards like handguns or rifles, or just all of it?
All of it.
All of it. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what about you?
Well, on this trip, I've kind of been looking at the
ARs.
The
ARs.
ARs, okay.
Yes. 'Cause
Perfect.
he has one, but I don't.
Yes. Oh. So you're it's got you thinking a little
Yeah.
bit with regards to the
They're
ARs.
fun.
We just did a video last week with my brother where he talks about his AR and the customizability of the ARs.
Yeah.
The ARs are such a fun platform to shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the design, the mechanisms, very little recoil, right?
I was actually surprised when I shot his that it was easy.
Yeah.
It was so easy. And I was like, I can do this. Give me one of those.
Perfect, yes.
That's what she's focused on this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
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 I like my little handguns. I've got a couple of those, a 9 and my 380 Kimber, which I
Yeah.
love. I can hit a lot of stuff with that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, they're fun. They're just fun.
So would you say the Kimber is your favorite gun of all, or?
Ooh, probably not. Probably my 22 long rifle.
I would have said your Henry 45.
That,
Golden boy.
yeah, the 22 or the 45, that Henry is a blast to
Yeah.
shoot. But my 22, I can hit anything.
There's something about a 22, you know. So I own quite a few guns. I mean, they range from BB guns to muzzle loaders and the AR. And the interesting thing is, my favorite gun is also a 22.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's the 22 pistol that I have. You just go out, you take it out, and you go shooting, plinking with it.
Yeah, they're just fun
And-
plinking guns.
Yep, exactly. And it's just like, so if I were to have one gun, it'd just probably be my 22 pistol.
Yeah.
But that's me. So what about you? What's your favorite gun?
All of them.
All of them?
Doesn't matter. Each one for a different
Yeah.
thing.
Any particular caliber that you like? You tend to lean towards?
Nope.
No.
I got a
If it's-
variety.
Very good.
A
Very
big
good.
variety. No.
Well, that's awesome. I think it's definitely fun to get out and to shoot.
Yeah, it all depends on what I'm using them for. Which one?
And they all definitely have their usages, right?
Yep.
Yes.
You've got defense purposes, hunting purposes, just target practice,
Fun.
target,
Yeah.
competition,
Yeah.
and
I still want to try a competition.
Yeah.
Just where they go, like out
like
there
3-gun
in Price.
shoots and stuff like that.
Out there in Price, they have that shooting
Cowboy
range.
shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you can go just play. And I
Oh,
want to
nice.
do that. One of these days we'll get out there and do it.
Now, we would go down to Price for the muzzleloader shoots, little competitions. With the muzzleloader shoots, you have we do what we call a blanket shoot, and so they just bring a blanket, and everybody brings like a $10 item, and then you throw it on the blanket, and then you shoot throughout the day. You tally up the scores. The person that got the top score gets to pick what he wants from the first item off the blanket.
Oh.
And so that was a lot of fun
That would be
because
fun.
really everybody left as a winner. Everybody went home with something.
Yeah.
And if you shot really good, then it just meant that you get to pick the
something
first
home, yeah.
you pick something that you
Yeah.
want to take home,
There you
Yeah.
go.
which is really cool. You guys have any other competitions, or do you do anything?
I used to do a lot of trap shooting.
Okay, a lot of trap.
Sporting clays. A lot of that competition years ago. I haven't done it for quite a while. Now it's
Yeah.
just for fun.
That's one of the things, though. Sometimes we get in and out of the habits. We have to re-engage or reinvigorate a hobby and whatnot. When we went and shot the ARs, I haven't had my AR, I don't think, out for a couple years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I literally, when we were out there, I was like, why has it been so long since I've been out shooting?
Because you can't afford the bullets.
That's true. It
You
can be
get
expensive
busy.
for
Yeah.
sure.
You do get busy.
I'm glad to see that there are bullets on the shelves now, though, because there was a period of time where you couldn't
Yep.
find bullets.
Yep.
And then part of the experience here with the gun shows as well is you got the wholesale ammos and stuff like that,
Big time.
so you can pick up those rounds and then get out.
Yeah, but I'm used to the prices of the 70s and 80s and 90s. These
Even with
prices
like
are
22,
ugly.
where you buy a big old brick and
buy 5,000 for $5.
Yeah.
Go out and shoot rabbits, but there's no rabbits anymore either.
Yeah, I think those days are kind of long gone, and so now
Yeah,
we
they are.
adjust and do what we can, right? It's good. Well, thank you very much for sharing with us today, and I hope you guys have an enjoyable time here at the gun show. And you might have to, I don't know if with your AR, you might find something that you like.
Oh, I already have.
He already has.
Oh,
one.
you got your eyes on something.
We found a few.
And then meandering around. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm excited for you. If you end up picking up something then that you can use, and that's what it's all about. Thanks
It
again.
is.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
You guys have a good one.
You too.
Take care.
That completes our little trip to the Rocky Mountain Gun Show. Remember to like and subscribe, and to receive notification of future videos, remember to pull the trigger on that bell icon. Thank you to the hosts of the Rocky Mountain Gun Show, the vendors and participants that were willing to speak with me. I had a lot of fun. As the dust settles on another rugged tactical adventure, always reload your curiosity, keep the fires burning, and we'll catch you in the next round. Thanks for watching.